They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
And now, back to the Big Dumb Fun Show.
You're hanging out with the Big Dumb Fun Show. We are online at BigDumbFunShow.com. Friend, fan, or follow us on the MySpace, the YouTube, the Facebook, and the Twitter. Put in the .com/BigDumbFunShow, and you can find us there.
Right now, we've got on the phone, hopefully, praying to God this works. We had no problems with our previous phone interview, but Randy Chertkow from the Indie Band Survival Guide joins us on the Big Dumb Fun Show tonight. Randy, are you there?
I am here.
Woohoo! Last
All
week
right.
we tried to get you on the phone, and just for some reason had so many different testicle difficulties that we could not get you on the phone. But we are very much proud to get you on the phone tonight to talk about the Indie Band Survival Guide, of which Gnurt can kind of give a little bit of a backstory how we even found out
How
about
we even came about this. It was really kind of an interesting thing where we had gotten an email from a person that was in a band or had a band out of like Nashville, and they sent us a track wanting to submit it to the show for airplay, and indicated to us in the email that they had found us via the Indie Band Survival Guide as one of the outlets recommended by, I guess, either by your website or by your book, as a place for musicians to get their music heard and to get seen and heard.
Yep. Yeah, that would be our website, actually. We track sites and other places where people can not just submit music, but solve the problems that labels used to solve for musicians in the past. But now musicians have to do on their own.
So tell us how the website works, and we'll start from I am an aspiring band and just looking to get the word out. I got a couple of gigs here and there. I'm able to get an MP3 recorded that I'm pretty proud of, and now I turn to the Indie Band Survival Guide, or is it indieguide.com? Well, where do you go from there? How can you help out these indie artists?
And that's exactly the type of musician that's going to get the most out of it. You've got some music, and I mean, there's certainly plenty of sites that can tell you how to make the music, record it, but after that point, the question is, now what? What do you do? Since labels used to really handle a lot of stuff for musicians, how do you get PR? How do you get played? How do you get a web presence? And not only do we have, for each category, we have a big dial on the front that basically allows you to choose the category of links you're looking for. We have how-tos that really tell you how to do everything on your own.
Now, how did you get into this? I mean, what is it that makes you more experienced than anybody else as to, what is the path best taken for people that, with little means and more time and resources than they have anything else?
Well, actually, it's kind of an interesting story how we got started. Our own band, like a lot of other bands out there, we bought all the books in the category trying to figure out, well, okay, how do we do it on our own? And back when we were doing this research, and this was back in about 2003, 2004, we really didn't see any books that told us how to do it on our own. They were all talking about, hey, here's how to get a label interested in you so that they'll pick you up. And we're like, all right, that's nice, but how do we make our own album? How do we actually produce our own album? How do you get a barcode? How do you copyright your own music? How do you get your own press? And instead, we found that there were just business books on this kind of stuff out there, but nothing aimed directly at musicians. And by that point, we've been around as a band, by the way, since 1997. We've released 18 albums. We're just about to release our 19th album, so we've really done it quite a few times ourselves. We actually just shared the information from our own band's website a number of years ago, and that actually got picked up and talked about all over the Internet. Next thing you know, Billboard magazine wrote a big feature article about it, and eventually it became a book that you can buy at bookstores. What bookstores are left, it turns out, after we lost Borders recently.
But you can also get it online as well, right?
Absolutely.
Through your website?
Well, through our website, actually, since ironically, we're an independent band. We went through a major publisher for the book. So you can buy it, at Amazon or Barnes & Noble or, bookstores or wherever you'd like to go. Our website has some PDFs and other information as well. Lots of recent information, and anything that we release from our book that has updated information, we keep updating IndieGuide.com with the latest.
No, I think you need to update it a little bit, just because it says step 1, get a MySpace account.
Yeah.
So it could be
that
step
does
one,
have
get
to
a
change.
Facebook account.
Step 1, delete your
Pretty
MySpace
much.
account. No, but it's stuff like that you really got to stay on top of, because if we were talking to you 5 years ago, that would have been step 1. Like, all right, first of all, get MySpace, because everyone's got a MySpace. It's the latest and greatest thing for bands out there, and now it's the abandoned playground of the
not
indie
completely,
band.
but
Oh,
I mean,
pretty
bands
much.
still use it. It's still got a couple, 250 million people on it or something.
Couple
200
bill.
Yeah, I mean, it's still there, I think, but it's just not quite, the social hotspot like, say, Facebook. And I'm assuming that you also say, hey, get a MySpace, get a Facebook, get a, you list off a number of different sites where people should set things up. I mean, that you probably have that for your own band, right?
Oh, absolutely. And, I mean, look, the way this stuff works anyway, you really want to have as many social outposts, as we like to call them, as possible, so that they're just places people can find you. The real question is, okay, so you've got all these presences out there, all the ones that you're listing. Can you bring people into your orbit, basically, as fans? And in particular, can you convert those fans into people who are going to buy your music, show up at your shows if they're local or if you're on tour through their area? And actually, if you can turn them into the best kind of fans that there are, can you get them to promote you by talking about you?
Yeah, I think we go with that all the time, because we have no problems getting millions of fans, millions of people coming to our website and looking at our show, but the problem is we lose them because the show sucks. So I think the way we should tweak it, is we start having a better show. We've been
better
thinking
guests
about
like
it.
yourself.
Better guests like you and others, and maybe this is the road that we're going,
No,
is
but
to make our show less
we're not a band,
sucky.
though. So, I mean,
No, we're
it's
not
a
a
little
band.
different.
No, but we do feature independent bands as
A
part
lot,
of our...
and a lot of them have MySpaces and they have the Facebooks, and they,
Well, not sucking certainly does help.
and,
Yeah.
they're certainly looking to get their product out there, if you will. Be it that they want to do it as a live performance. A lot of them obviously doing CDs. I mean, the technology, certainly from when your band had started, has advanced dramatically. I mean, it really has come to a place where you are your own record label.
Yeah, I think that one of your tips, if not already, should be just be prepared. I can't count how many bands have walked into our studio, and it doesn't matter what's on the CD, if it's good or not. Bring the CD.
Yeah.
Sometimes we've had bands come in and
Literally,
be like, well, you can download it. You
got
can
my-
get it off my iPod. It's
Yeah.
like, come on, buddy. I mean, I know we're trying. We may be more advanced than your normal, podcast in someone's basement, but bring a CD.
Yeah.
We're still, kind of built for radio.
Yeah,
here.
and I think if there's a tip that we could give you to share with bands when they come in and they do a radio interview, be prepared to talk. Whoever's going to talk, do some talking, have some anecdotal stories, something to talk about the band, things that the band's doing, where the band's been, where they're going, but have something to say, because frequently, and not that it's that frequently, but sometimes when it does happen, it's really glaring. The band comes in and they've got 1- and 2-word answers.
Absolutely, very important thing that it's really hard to prepare for is dealing with the media and PR and interviews and that kind of stuff. And in fact, a lot of bands also have trouble with just banter in between songs a lot of times as well.
You mean
being prepared
during a live set, you mean?
Yeah, just during a live set. And, it's not easy, but you really need to practice all of that stuff as well. A lot of times I'll go into interviews, especially if I'm with my other band members, and we'll have a few bullet points for like, okay, here's some things we want to talk about. And we always have, like you're talking about, we have stories ready to go, depending on, what the interview is about.
Know the dates that you're performing, the venues you're performing, their location. If you've got that, that's always good to have, right?
Right, exactly.
And, of
Yeah.
course, your Facebooks, your MySpace.
Yeah, have it
and
all-
speaking of that, you have a Facebook, right? There's a Facebook for the Indie Band Survival Guide?
For Indie Band Survival Guide, my band, yes, both of them.
All right, Well, we're going to link up to him on our Facebook account, facebook.com/BigDumbFunShow. We will link up to that to your account so that you can get some of our billions of fans and hopefully convince the world that we don't suck. Thank you very much, Randy, from IndieGuide.com for joining us tonight on the Big Dumb Fun Show.
I'm happy to. It was a pleasure. Thanks for having me out.